men of commerce and men of money, as we've heard from people from the desert, and as we've heard from diplomats, I think it is fitting to hear from government. And on that account, the Governor of Lagos State, Mr. Babatunde Raji Fashola, ably represented by his deputy, Honorable Mrs. Adejoke Orelope Adefudure, would now give a tribute in honor of the late Madiba.
Your Excellencies, Your Eminence, my lords, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, tribute from the Governor of Lagos State, Mr. Babatunde Raji Fashola, Senior Advocate of Nigeria. I feel truly privileged and honored to speak at a memorial in honor of a man for whom words truly become insufficient to define his impact on our planet and all of us. And Nelson Mandela has truly impacted his planet. I doubt whether there is anything that could be said about him and that has not already said, whether by the way of tributes, in newspaper, social media, platform, and indeed that delivered during this session. As I myself said in a tweet that I posted last week, we must all consider ourselves privileged to have shared this planet with Nelson Mandela. In the past few days, so much of his life has become a non-open book that reveals the many facets in which his presence remained unforgettable. From boxing to law practice and to football in prisons, his theater of expression was seemingly limitless. Even in the fashion industry, he impacted his watch, famous shirts, and a brand that bore his famous prison number. He has left so much for us to ponder about. The story of his sacrifice is easily to recall and to dwell upon. The seemingly superhuman commitment that he has made has been expressed in a lot of prose and literatures. Some have said that there can be nobody like him, and I believe that they are really in the heart of the matter. Whether there will be another Mandela or somebody who will surpass him is a matter of debate. The discourse we should be having in order to elongate his values and sacrifice, what are the inspiration that we can draw from him? A lot has been said about his humility. I do not presume that Nelson Mandela did not have pride. I do not presume that he did not have an ego. Indeed, he was a very tall man, a very generous proportions. Perhaps his ego must have been seen as a big, soaring flame. But the lesson of the story of his humility to me is that he was the master of his own ego. And I think it was because he was in control of his ego that he was able to forgive all those who hurt him. He was disagreeable with men for 27 years, but he was able to understand that it was not the length of disagreement that matters. It was the promise that reconciliation offered that was more important. So I say to people today, if Nelson Mandela could reconcile with those with whom he was disagreeable with 27 years ago, whom he was those of us who have been disagreeable in the last 6 months about the nature and the direction of Nigeria educational policy must find in us now to reconcile, to forgive, and to reach out to the promise that reconciliation offers. To rebuild our education system, to invest our people with talent and knowledge, which we sometimes Nelson Mandela championed. Indeed, I recall him saying that education was the weapon with which we can change the world. In fighting for the freedom of black South Africans, he was indeed fighting for the freedom of all black people. It seems to me, therefore, that another lesson that we can take from this extraordinary life is the respect of humanity. And going forward from here, in the spirit of this season, and as an honor to Mandela, I urge every one of us to subjugate people either into slavery, child labor, abuse of women, domestic violence, and so on and so forth. Although there's a lot to say, I will conclude by taking only one more lesson, which is the development of the African continent. For me, the subsidiary role that seems to have been allocated to African countries, especially Nigeria, in the final rites of passage of the Great Africa, does not adequately reciprocate the commitment of African countries through the OAU. Now, AU, who championed the crusade to end the apartheid policy in South Africa. If any lesson of the value of the sacrifice of Madiba are to be endured, there must be such lessons that promote the relevance and contribution capacity of African nations on the global stage. I think he himself summoned it up in his address to FIFA when he was urging South Africa bid for the World Cup. He said, and I quote, "The people of Africa learned the lesson of patience and endurance in their long struggle for freedom. May the reward brought by the FIFA World Cup prove that the long wait for its arrival on African soil has been worth it." End of quote. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of the government and good people of Lagos State, I extend heartfelt condolences to the Mandela family, to all the government and people of South Africa, to all who died in the name of freedom and justice, and to the entire human race for the loss of one who inspired all of us so much. I thank you very much. God bless you.
As the Deputy Governor thanks us, so do we thank her and the people and government of Lagos State. As we all know, Madiba represented a nation that is well described by the rainbow, the colors that we see. His nation is a nation of several people and several tribes that by his love and his life, he brought together in unity. It's for this reason that we have chosen that you would listen to people from different walks of life. But now it is fitting to listen from a man of God on what